You're going to need a bigger pocket. These are the 5 best phablets money can buy. Everyone thought Samsung was totally nuts when it launched the first Galaxy Note, but now phablets have become so popular that Apple's gone and made one. Love them or hate them, phablets are here to stay. While the definition of the phablet is somewhat ethereal and hard to pin down, for our purposes, we're going to say that smartphones with displays sized 5.5 inches and up are considered phablets and everything else is just normal. In truth, the standard flagship phone is now about 4.7 to 5.3 inches in size these days. Based on that criteria, we've rounded up our favorite king-sized phones into this convenient guide. The best. Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Samsung more or less invented the phablet, and each passing note has been better than the last. The Galaxy Note 5 has a 5.7-inch screen that's even slightly bigger than what's become the almost standard 5.5-inch phablet size. Perhaps Samsung's greatest contribution to the smartphone industry is not just the idea of the phablet, but also the great stylus that goes with it. The S Pen is an excellent tool that really sets the Galaxy Note 5 apart from every other phablet. Add to that the super-fast Exynos 7420 processor, 4GB of RAM, and a really great camera, and you've got the ultimate phablet. There's always the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, if you're into big phones with edges. It's got the same specs as the Note 5. The rest. Number 1. Apple iPhone 6s Plus. After sticking to the 3.5 to 4-inch phone size for years, Apple finally entered into the world of the phablet with the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, it's updated the phablet with the iPhone 6s Plus. The Plus dwarfs every iPhone ever made, even the 4.7-inch iPhone 6s with its 5.5-inch display. It has the same aluminum body, but now it comes in rose gold, too. Apple also upgraded the rear camera to 12 megapixels and the front-facing shooter to 5 megapixels. The speedy A9 processor and 2GB RAM keep things moving, and iOS 9 looks as bright and colorful as ever, while 3D Touch takes iOS to another level. It's a truly incredible device for iOS users who've always wanted a phablet. Number 2. Motorola Moto X Style Pure Edition. The Moto X Style Pure Edition is the real flagship killer of 2015, and it also happens to be a big phablet. It's got a 5.7-inch Quad HD screen, a sharp 21-megapixel camera that takes great photos, and top-end specs, all for $400. The slightly curved back, metal frame, and sleek look make it easy to handle, and the design is fully customizable on Moto Maker. The Moto X also has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 and 3GB of RAM under the hood, not to mention the fact that it's running the most gorgeous version of Android yet, Lollipop. Android purists will go gaga for this phablet. Number 3. LG G4. LG's G4 doesn't even look like a phablet. This is the phablet for people who hate big phones. It has a giant, 5.5-inch Quad HD screen and the small, svelte body of a 4.5-inch smartphone. LG popped the power button on the back of the device and cut down the bezels to nothing on this phone. Plastic or not, it's gorgeous, and it even comes with an alternative leather back. There's also the matter of the impressive Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 processor, 3GB of RAM, and the sharp 16-megapixel camera to contend with. Number 4. OnePlus 2. The OnePlus 2 is not as exciting as the Moto X style, and it's a lot harder to get a hold of, but it's still a great phone. This phablet touts a 5.5-inch Full HD 1080p screen, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 processor, and 4GB of RAM. OnePlus also offers several color options, including some wooden backs, which are nice. Perhaps one of the phone's coolest features is its zippy fingerprint sensor. Annoyingly, you'll have to snag a special invite if you want to buy one of these bad boys.